Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another outstanding episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. I'm your host, that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching. Where's he going next? Nobody knows. 3 continents down, 3 more to go. No cap, straight facts. The worldwide starboy, Remy Blue. But it's not about me. You see, we have a special guest tonight. A man who is making a name for himself as a member of Top Team. That's right.
Yes,
Throw your T's
sir.
up. They're doing it
Yes,
like big, like
sir.
it's nobody's business. And he's actually been very impressive. I just saw the guy hit a 450 on one of his opponents.
Ha.
Everybody, welcome to the show, the rock star from the stars, the Air Devil Dante Darko. How you doing tonight, sir?
Thank you so much, Remy Blue, for having me tonight. I'm doing great. It's honestly an honor being on. You had the Knobside brothers on last time. I'm here now. It seems like you chopping them down quick, huh? You're gonna get the
Well,
whole top team.
well, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna make a long story. I'm not gonna make a short story. Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't know if you've been tracking, but the Nightmare Factory, we've been interviewing a lot of their students for the past year or two, and we're on class 6 right now, and so we
Yes,
saw
sir.
class 6, and then we saw Teriyaki, and we're like, okay, we're gonna get Teriyaki. We're gonna interview Teriyaki soon as we get to his match because we want to hear what he has to say. But then when we peeped this profile, we were like, hold up. Teriyaki's in a tag team. I saw him with Jay Lucas, who was also on that Nightmare Factory Student Showcase. And
Yes,
I'm like,
sir.
okay, hold on. Wait, there's 3 of them. Now, wait, there's 4. Wait a minute, hold on. There's a whole collective called the Top Team.
Yes,
Nah,
sir.
we got to get everybody on here now, man. We got to talk to every single one of them guys, and
Absolutely.
that's how we've been doing it. We start with the Northside brothers. Now we got you on here. We told you when we saw you on there, we're like, hey, okay, well, we were gonna send a message out, but since you're already there, we were like, hey, we coming for you. We coming for you next too, brother. We
Bet.
gonna definitely have you on the show, and here we
Hey,
are,
man.
man.
We got plenty of members. That's plenty of content for you. I'm telling you right now. We got plenty of guys. We have guys that you've seen, guys that we haven't necessarily exposed to the world yet, but they're in the wings, they're in, the A4 cooking up, how we get down over there. So
Yeah,
like,
man.
yeah, we got a lot of plans for Top Team Takeover 2024. I tweeted it out earlier today. It's true. Like it's our 2024. We already have a few things lined up. I said it last time in the Knobside show. We already have a few things lined up, a few things planned out. Like it's gonna be a hot 2024 for the Top Team for sure.
Man, 2024. I'm talking about 2023. I'm talking about now because
Hey,
I done seen your boy Blackjack. I think Jay Lucas. They were just over in South America, Chile. Doing their thing. You know,
yup,
I know the Northside Heroes. They've been up and down the East Coast. North Carolina, Florida, doing their thing. I think I
mm-hmm,
seen some. Oh, your boy Teriyaki was over in Japan in Pro
yep,
Wrestling Noah chopping it up. So I'm
yep.
like, 2024. Y'all doing y'all stuff right
Hey,
now.
it's believe it or not, it's only the start. It's only the start. We got, we've been we are very close as a collective. We talk about everything to each other behind the scenes, in ring. We're a very strong bonded brotherhood. So like we keep track and we keep tabs of where everyone's gonna be, and you never know what that carload's gonna look like. It could be one of us, it could be 3 of us, it could be 2 carloads of 5 people. Like
Shoots.
yeah, like it could be anything. It could be any rotation of the top team. So
Man,
we'll
I tell
do.
you what, man. If I was a wrestler, and I was on a show. I saw y'all coming to a show up in New York, and I see 2 carloads of y'all pulling through. I'm like, yo, man, cancel me. I'm not trying to get jumped tonight, bro. I'm out. I'm out. I'm going. I'm
Nah,
going home. That's it. It's a
it's
wrap.
it's 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 not even, like we tend to have our own presence. We go to locker rooms at promotions that it would be the first time we'd show up, and we think about it. What does it look like when 4, 5, 6 people are collectively in one corner of the locker room, all talking to each other? Like, it's probably, we don't come off as intimidating. We are actually the opposite. The whole top team philosophy and mentality is made up of like hard work, dedication. This is what we do. This is what we need to be doing. This is all we want to do. We've all gone to the collective idea that like without wrestling, there isn't much else for us that we'd want to do. So like very early on, we're learning this philosophy, and we tend to keep it that way. So like that's all we ever mean, that's what the top team is just a bunch of guys who we really strive to be the best. There is no other alternative. We are the best. We are the top. We are the top team. We are the peak, and there is nothing above.
Yeah,
People ask top
I
team of
actually called
what?
you guys the pretty much the Wu-Tang Clan
Hmm.
of pro wrestling, because there's just so many of y'all, and it's like, geez, like y'all are not just think, because a lot of stables on the independent circuit, they tend to stay in a particular area, whether it be the
Hmm.
Northeast or the Southeast, or even out there in the West or the Midwest. They tend to
Right.
stay one particular place. But y'all, like for example, like I said, that whole South America tour, I think there was three of y'all. It was Black Jack Mac. I think Jay Lucas was on that tour, and I
Hmm.
think Mr. Danger. I know there was a third member there, and y'all were just like traveling in a group to all these countries, and that's pretty awesome,
We've
man. Like,
had in the last year, the top team has humbly shown up in Japan, South America, and in the States, we've had a big name in Naptown Pro in Indiana. Me,
I
Jay
saw
Lucas,
that.
the Knopside brothers. Um, Keelan Cole and Jay Lucas just debuted as a tag team in the Future Showcase earlier this year. Um, Mr. Danger is lined up for an upcoming GCW show.
What?
Um, yeah, he's gonna be doing some things. I'm not gonna say which show, but
All
you're
right.
gonna be seeing Mr. Danger in GCW pretty soon. Um, but yeah, we're slowly but surely building that name up, man. And there's names to look out for. Like I said, Keelan Cole is a big one right there. We have
Mm-hmm.
Neji Ichiban. Neji Ichiban is one of our younger members who is the least experienced, but in very short time has come into his own and
Oh,
has
he
really
finally
propelled himself.
joined.
He's been our unsung member for a long time. He's under a lot of our wings. We
Okay,
consider
okay,
him, yeah, we consider him like the next generation. Top Team has a core. So like Top Team originated 2 years ago in Florida at
okay,
a WWN show,
okay.
and it was me, Blackjack, Jay Lucas, and Teriyaki, and we all formulated the crew together. And then from
Uh-huh.
then on, we seeked out the Knopside brothers. The Knopside brothers kind of they're in their own little branch. We call them branches because like we even have different dap ups for each other, like when we see each other and stuff like that. And they're in their own little division. And then we have the new blood division, like the younger generation that came after the core, and that was Mr. Danger, Neji, and Keelan Cole. And then
Oh wow.
we added the Renegade Enforcer later on for multiple reasons. The Renegade Enforcer is, for one of the most underrated wrestlers in the scene. I think he needs to be booked everywhere. And also, he had a big part in getting me, Teriyaki, Jay Lucas, Blackjack, a lot of our first bookings ever. He took
Wow,
us
that's what's
under
up,
his
man.
wing. So he's like our big homie. And he's also our heater. So if you ever have a problem with Top Team, we just send,
Ah,
260 pounds, 260 pounds of big man at you.
because I saw your match with you and Nechi Ichiban. I just saw it actually, and I was like, oh snap, this is a good match. And then he got the roll up on you.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, oh no, yeah, he got the rope on. Then he was talking to Blackjack, who was the referee, and then
Hmm.
Blackjack just, pretty much bam, knocks him down. Y'all put a
Yeah,
beat down on him, and next thing he ends up getting saved.
we
But
have our own collective of members and Top Team that have their own agenda. VDA, me, Blackjack, and Slayer Leak, who is he is like I said, we have branches. He's like the unsung member of Top Team. He's like a subsidiary. He's like a homie, like an affiliate.
right,
Like if we ever need some help, we can call Big Leak up. Um, but we have our own little thing going on over there. Like VDA has our own intentions. Like we're here for championships. We're here for gold. We're here to take what we want. That's disregarding Top Team, disregarding the homies. I've had some of my best matches of my career were some against some Top Team members, and
Okay.
That's just because, like, you know, when it's in the ring, it's who's the best, who's better, you know.
Wow, that's what's up, man. That's pretty cool. So I gotta ask you, man. I normally ask like 95, 99% of our guests that we have on the show. How
Mhm.
did your love for professional wrestling start? What was the match or the event that you saw that got you hooked from that point
Oh
on?
man, this the real like golden podcast question that every podcast tends to dish out, and I never have a straightforward answer for it.
Well, I
Well,
I
for
always do that.
starters, like
Just I always
for
I'm sorry to
start,
cut. I always do that just to give like our fellow fans, our listeners, our
no,
watchers, an intro
absolutely,
to the guests.
absolutely,
So
absolutely, they deserve, yeah. So my love for professional wrestling first started when I was about 4 years old. Let's say around 3, 4 years old. Around the time where I can like, actively remember things and actually have context of things. Like I viewed what was it? What was the I okay, so the first match I can immediately remember that I remember was Rey Mysterio's debut against Chavo Guerrero in SmackDown. That
okay,
was when I actively like got into weekly watching SmackDown. I grew up as a UPN kid because I didn't have cable growing up.
right.
So like the real SmackDown fans know when it was on Thursday, like it was on UPN, and that's around the era that I grew up in was like the Ruthless Aggression era into now. Like it never stopped. I was one of those kids that kind of watched wrestling growing up and never stopped being a fan of it. By the time I was 13, I discovered one of the first promotions outside of like the WWE that really got me: Chikara, Ring of Honor, all these other indies that started popping up around that era, and yeah, the rest is kind of history. Now I'm a pro wrestler somehow.
Wow, that's cool. So in regards to that, now how did your journey go from well, first off, before I go there, who were some of your favorites you enjoyed? I know you said Rey Mysterio, you saw Rey Mysterio, you saw
Yeah,
Chopper, but who were some that you just had,
Ray.
like, when they were on TV, you
Hmm.
just like, nobody talk to me, I don't want to hear nothing. My guy or my
um,
girl is on TV right now.
it was definitely Rey Mysterio starting off like that was Rey Mysterio has a big like sentimental and emotional part to my career because like myself, I'm not the biggest wrestler. I looked up to Rey Mysterio. I never was a big kid even, so like I would look up to Rey Mysterio and how he would conquer giants and stuff like that. So he has a huge part of my career. Around that time, one of my unsung favorite tag teams that I never think gets enough love, Paul London and Brian Kendrick. I love both of them as a tag team and as singles wrestlers. They're great. Um, let's see, we got who else like, and that's just like sentimental right there. And then if I go into like the pro wrestling brain, we have like Misawa, we have Osprey right now. Osprey is doing some of his best work in his whole career right now. Um, my trainer, AR Fox, like I watched AR Fox when I was 14 years old, and now I'm getting trained by him. It's really insane. But
Man, I could tell you,
yeah,
your trainer AR Fox is no joke. I've met him before. I met him like 11 years ago back in New Jersey. He wrestled up. I'm in New York, but he wrestled over in New Jersey one time, and I've seen that guy on CZW. Um, very impressive. I'm glad he finally got the check. He was on Lucha. The man was on Lucha
yeah,
Underground too, and
right.
I'm glad that now we got a chance to showcase what he could do in AEW. I hope they push him to the max because the
Hmm.
man can definitely go.
Yeah, Air Fox is like I always attest my entire career to AR Fox. Like everything I know up until this point, everything I've been taught, everything I've done in the ring, I wouldn't be able to do without the brain that Fox has molded within me, the everything he's taught me from my first day. Like Fox has taught me how to grow as a wrestler, as a man, like he's taught me a lot of things without him even knowing that he's teaching me these things. I look for a lot of things in people outside of the ring when I'm present around a wrestling environment, just like who people are as a person, things that they do that's not wrestling related. And Fox has like he has a really big heart and cares for people. So like it may not be always the easiest egg to crack with him, but like once it gets cracked, you can open and flourish on a really cool relationship. Like because he's a fountain of knowledge. Like this man never eats, sleeps, breathes wrestling. He never stops thinking about it.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I know the four's been around. Well, for those of you that don't, those y'all that don't know that are watching, it's WBA four, but it's known in Georgia as the four.
Mm-hmm.
So before y'all, so what's I gonna say? Oh, so in regards to WWA four, I know y'all been around for the school's been around for a hot minute. I believe
Forever.
Mr. Hughes is
Yes, sir.
the founder head trainer there. AR
That was
Fox
Fox's
doing his
trainer.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia has a rich history down there, man, and like trust me, it always impresses me who actually ends up, who starts there ends up becoming great and so on. I mean, heck, you got one third of the New Day. You got Austin, not let me call him Austin Creed, Xavier Woods doing his thing in
Mm-hmm.
WWE. You got AJ Styles doing his thing in WWE. So very rich history there in Georgia. So what's your mindset when you see like you see people like AJ Styles and Xavier Woods doing their thing. You got the workhorsemen getting their recognition
Yeah.
there too from another team from Georgia, and now of course you got like your own trainer AR Fox. Like what's your mindset when like you see like do you feel pressure or does it like motivate you more to like be like okay I
Um,
want to get there too or is it a mixture of both?
it's a little mixture of both, I can honestly say, because there's often times where I look at these guys and obviously like we all strive for the same thing when it comes to this business, or at least I say so. I always say like it's okay to be someone who just wants to get in the ring, stay active, wrestle around, maybe do an indie on the weekend every once in a while. That's perfectly fine. But I often think that if you're going to get into this business and take the risk that come with this business and take the sacrifice that come with this business, you should be striving to be nothing more than the best and to strive to be to that level that the AR Foxes are on, or Austin Theory, or especially for the A4 guys, because like we have Teriyaki who is currently in Japan right now, and Teriyaki did that in his first 2 years, and Teriyaki is one of my closest friends, and I'm like very proud of him. And him going to Japan just shows me like, okay, it's doable for us. Like top team as a family is doable for all of us in this circle. If
Yeah.
he could do it, we could do it. And that's I always take all of that into my mindset and into consideration with my career. Like I'm doing this to strive for the highest peak that I can reach before I choose to start taking a step back or slowing down or anything like that. Like I have to try to reach the highest peak possible first before I even bring that into consideration.
Yeah.
So it's pressure. It's pressure for sure, but you got to work under pressure. You can't stop.
Yeah, I always, The Rock once said a great thing he said, um being persistent. I always get these two mixed up. He said being persistent gets you there and being consistent will keep you there. That's one of the
Mhm.
greatest sayings I've ever heard anybody in my whole life say.
It's
So,
true. It's
um
true.
I know if you work hard, keep working hard, man, you'll definitely get it, man. There's no doubt. I can tell you right now, Japan, Teriyaki's probably telling you right now. He's probably going to tell you more when he gets back. You're going to enjoy it, and I really hope that you and all y'all in top team get to go there. And that way, when I see y'all at a wrestling show, I'm like, okay, how y'all like Japan? Okay, I got another question. Which one of y'all went to Roppongi and had that drink that y'all couldn't remember y'all drank yesterday, and now y'all wonder what happened yesterday?
Man,
You know?
it's we all collectively have a dream to go to Japan. Japan is on a lot of our lists because like for multiple different reasons. We all came into the wrestling business with a love for Japanese wrestling and Japanese culture, and seeing Yaki partake in it and seeing the little things that he's shown us in that culture. He's shown us little glimpses of, the streets and what he's been doing up and down in like group calls and stuff like that. So Just being able to see it firsthand and see my friend over there is very. It's first of all, it's very surreal because, like, it's dark outside right now. Over there, bright, sunny.
I know.
It's crazy to me because I always call him and I'd be like, "Oh my god, I forgot." Like when it's dark over here, it's not over there. And like
Yeah.
that's jarring in itself. And to just kind of see my friend over there and knowing he's on the other side of the planet, it's kind of like, wow, dude, like you really we talked about this. Me and Yaki, we had our debut matches on the same A4 show on August 19th.
Right.
And we talked probably before or after a week in between or something like that, that Japan is by far one of our biggest goals. And we need
Yeah.
to get there as fast as we possibly could. And he did it. So
So I
now,
could
like, next thing is us, all of us.
you'll all make it. If like I said, I got a feeling you guys will all make it.
I know we
I
are.
can tell you right now, if you go to Japan, I was stationed in Japan for 3 years with the United States Navy. And so
That's
that's why when
dope.
I said Roppongi, I know exactly what it is I'm talking about because I've actually been around those parts before.
Hey, I'm
Um,
not gonna lie to you. There have been some nights where we'll call Terry, and it just so happens to be midnight over there, and my boy is, a little tipsy on the group call, just walking around the streets of Shibuya.
yeah, Shibuya, man. So one thing you got to do is you got to visit Shibuya. Shibuya Crossing is like if you've been to Times Square, then you'll know what to expect from Shibuya. Shibuya could be like it could be crowded, but it's not like crazy New York crowded. Like it's a kind of civil crowded,
It's
but
mellow.
it's a nice area. It's smack dab middle of Tokyo. Tokyo, especially at night, when you take the train, and like I said, this is my personal experience. When you take the train, there's a train that goes right across Shibuya Crossing.
Hmm.
Well, not right across the actual crossing, but like you could see it like mere blocks away. And it's at night, you're like, wow, that place looks so awesome. Like Shibuya is definitely that place. That's very interesting. And I,
Yeah,
like I said, Tokyo is,
Yaki ain't doing nothing but showing me all the sites that I'm gonna be in next. Every time I call him and he
yeah.
show me around, I'm be like, "Hey, bro, I'm finna go there too."
But so you got to make sure you got to do when you go over there. You got to make sure you get your I know Teriyaki probably got his already, but you definitely got to make sure you get your Ribera jacket. It's a
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
steakhouse.
yeah, yeah.
The steakhouse where they
Word.
give out the jackets to the wrestlers and whatnot.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you get one, man.
Yeah,
You know.
I gotta talk to him because he's actually gonna be back here pretty soon. So I gotta tell him before he comes back here, hey, bro, make sure to lock down that Rivera jacket, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Because I think he got his Noah tracksuit already, which is dope. But like, he need the Rivera jacket for sure.
yeah, man. I'm definitely happy for you. Like I said, I like to see people work hard
Hmm.
and you know, um, just get rewarded, man. And if I could tell it, I mean, I'm not a wrestler. I never enter the ring. Never. Don't think I'll take a bump at this day and age. But
Hey,
if I could
man,
tell,
you could probably do a little something, something.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing. One thing I would always tell a wrestler, if I could give a wrestler any advice as a fan, from a fan standpoint, um, is if you can't, I used to be I used to be part of a Sengu back in the day, and the one thing we never tried to be like this big time this group signed to a label, although it would have been nice, but we didn't really aim for that. But what we did was we tried to sing in several different venues, whether it was
Hmm.
churches, whether it was weddings, whether it was our own school concerts, whether it was covering a song on national radio.
Hmm.
We pretty much did that. And one thing I would recommend to any wrestler is if you can't go AEW or W, because let's be honest, let's keep it a buck.
Hmm.
AEW, WB, and I got a feeling next year, TNA is going to be a hot one too. They're
Yeah.
the big fish right now.
Hmm.
That's where you get the exposure, the money, and everything. But if I could tell any wrestler anything is if you can't get to those three, go worldwide, go all over the
Absolutely.
world, go to you know if you're on the East Coast, get to Midwest, get to the West Coast, go all over your
Yep.
country. You did all over your country, okay, go to Canada, go to Mexico, go to South America. South America's booming right now. To me, I got a good
Yep.
feeling in a couple of years, we're gonna see some interesting stuff from South America.
Oh, for
You
sure.
know,
Jay Lucas and Blackjack, after they came back from going over there, told us like, "Yo, there's a lot of stuff booming over there. Like they're really cooking over there." So yeah, I would not be shocked to see South America really step up in the next year. And I 100% agree. If there's a lot to do. That's what I always tell people. Like, there's always a lot to do. There's never nothing to do when it comes to pro wrestling. There's
yeah,
stuff you could be doing behind the scenes. There's stuff you could be doing in the ring that is always going to further you more into your career and just going to get you better. So going international is a wrestler's big leap, because like this is now breaking down a lot of barriers for you. Like, for one, if depending on the place you're going, there's going to be a language barrier. Terry has been having to
you're
work with
sounding kind
that.
of distorted. I'm sorry, you sound kind of distorted. It's kind of coming in and out. Like,
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now? Am I good?
yeah, yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, cool. But yeah, going international like is a very big leap for any wrestler. But that's mainly the route I personally want to take before I even get those calls from the bigger companies. Like, of course, I would take, if I got offered a contract tomorrow, I would take that amount of money for sure, where my
Yeah,
life is right now. But if I started cultivating a following in America and started cultivating a following outside of America before any of this happened, it's just going to make whenever I do get signed that much sweeter, because one, it's going to offer me more money. Two, I'm going to feel more accomplished getting there. Like a lot of people tend to make it to some of those bigger companies very quickly in their career, and they tend to not stick around for a while because they didn't really either have the experience, or they didn't do enough, or there was just more for them to do before they got there.
yeah,
So I plan on, my personal goal in pro wrestling is to conquer everywhere I can go to, every promotion, every state, every country, up until inevitably, the big number gets thrown at me. It comes calling from whatever promotion, and we do business for a longer period of time. But until then, I'm doing what I'm gonna do on the indies, trying to get exposure, trying to, travel to other places, other countries, keep popping up everywhere, and furthering my name.
yeah, man, and yeah, that's a pretty cool way to look at it too. And
Yeah,
in a sense, I always feel like that kind of builds character because you see how things are. And like I said, when you go to Japan, I'm not saying if when, because I know you're definitely gonna make it. And I guarantee when I see you in Tokyo, I'm like, see, I told you, look where
mm-hmm.
you're at now. You're in Japan
We're
now.
gonna do we're
You
gonna
know what I'm
do a run
saying?
back of the podcast when I'm over there.
Shoots, I'm down.
For sure.
But yeah, you're gonna see when you go to Japan, it's gonna be like a different vibe. Like you're gonna feel a bigger sense of honor when you're over
Mm-hmm.
there, and it's completely different. I'm telling you. And like I said, I'm hoping that you and the rest of the top team, y'all all get a chance to go over there at the same time. Because when y'all look back and like, yo, remember that time we was in Shibuya? Yeah,
Yep,
man. Yo, we had all the
that's the
girls
goal.
cheering for us. You know what I'm saying? We left, man. We left that building. All the ladies wanted to be with us, and all the guys wanted to be us that night. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's the
So
top team way, for real.
yeah,
And
man. I
we're
mean,
all gonna make it, man. Like we've all like we all tend to have the best matches with each other. It's not even just me, it's any top team member versus any top team member. We tend to get the best matches out of each other, and we always feel a really strong sense of like honor when we fight each other. Like we know, like, okay, we know going into this that we're going to do something either stupid, crazy, or both. And we're going to have to like really hunker down and really bust out a banger. Me and Teriyaki's match, our first match, I always regard as the best match in my whole career. And then our second match that we had was not too far off from that. And that was another very highly regarded match in my career. Currently, got to be like one of my top 3, top 5 matches in my career for sure.
yeah, man. That's you definitely. And I do one thing I noticed about you. You have a way of commanding the crowd. Like, hey, come on, what y'all? I remember one match. It was a OCPW. or
Yeah,
on the culture or something. It was you facing. I
yeah,
forgot what your opponent was. Who your opponent was, but you were like getting the crowd all riled up, like come on, and I was like, oh man,
yeah.
this man is not playing with them today, man.
I mean, I do my best to like, make it a show. A big part of my personal philosophy of pro wrestling is like this is a show above all, like we can go in there and kick each other's asses as much as we want. We can hit each other as hard as we want. But at the end of the day, this is a show. This is supposed to be fun and entertaining for everybody who's watching. So, got to get everybody involved as much as I possibly can. In the A4, I'm a heel character, so it's actually very fun. I get to bicker with the crowd a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome that you get to do that, man. The rock star from this. So I gotta ask you, how'd you come up with the nickname like the rocks? I know obviously Air Devil is you're the guy, the high risk guy. If it's a high
Yeah,
risk, you gonna take it, you gonna make it. But the rock star from the stars, man, like that's kind of like
that
something like top
that
notch. Like
was
yo, I like that nickname, man. That reminds me of my nickname, the Worldwide Star Boy. You know, I'm always traveling somewhere, and
that
but the
that
rock star from the stars, man. Tell us, brother, how why they call you that?
well, like really, I mean, that was one of the first nicknames that I came up with early in my career. And when you actually had dropped that, I was like, wow, I haven't heard that one in a while. Because like I lean a lot to the Air Devil now. That's kind of like who I am. It's what I've been dubbed from a lot of people and what I get announced as. So like when I saw that, that was like a real blast of the past. But I came up with that just because like, bro, look at me. I'm a rock star. I got long hair. I flexed out. I'm part of, like you said yourself, the Wu Tang Clan of pro wrestling, bro. We're rock stars, all of us. So like, and I come from the stars. That's where I'm from. I'm made of the stars, man. So like that's just kind of how that came together. Honestly, I have no. I do a lot of flips. I always sum it up like that. I do a lot of flips.
Okay.
That's where that came from.
Oh, that's cool. That's definitely cool to hear that, man. So I just got a few
Yes,
more
sir.
questions before we shut it. I know you about to head over to the four,
Yeah, I'm
hone
about
your
to slide
craft or
out
whatnot.
soon.
So my second to last, my second to last question, man, is whenever you're getting ready to like do some workouts in the gym or face your
Mm.
opponent, what are some songs on your playlist that get the Air Devil Dante Darko into that zone?
Ah, man, that's a deep one right there. Uh, shoot. That's a loaded one right there, dude. A lot of I'm not gonna lie to you, a lot of like King Von, a lot of aggressive drill music, and
Okay.
a lot of some bands riddled in here and there. I listen to like Swaco the Child, or he just goes by like Swaco now. Bring Me the Horizon's a big one. Uh, Trippy Red, a lot of Trippy Red is on there too. Uh, yeah, like it's really a large range of different types of music. I have some just straight instrumentals that I listen to. Sometimes I really just pop on a podcast. I'm not gonna lie to you. Most of the time, it's a podcast. When I'm really like by myself in a gym, locked in, it's a podcast for sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
never tried working out to pop. I've worked out to my music could vary, but like I've worked out to wrestling themes before. I've worked out to
wrestling
pop music,
themes.
rock music.
Wrestling themes is another one that I'm really heavy on. Like just selective ones on my playlist. A lot of early like old school hip hop too. Like I have Still Tipping on repeat. Like repeat when I'm in the gym because Still Tipping is like one of the best workout songs I ever heard, to be honest with you.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, like that's played every single time in my headphones on the speaker when I'm in a gym for sure. And
Oh, cool.
yeah, like I don't know, it's a large variety for sure.
Oh, cool. So, knowing my co-host Rob Bass, I'm gonna steal a page out of his book.
Mm.
He normally asked this question, but he couldn't be. He thought the show was starting at 7, but unfortunately, I forgot to tell him about the time change. Rob, I'm sorry, man. I
Hey,
mean,
we'll
it was a
run it
busy
back
day.
again another time. We'll run
Yeah,
it back
definitely
another
another
time
time,
with
man.
Rob for sure.
But I gotta. So you know me as this question. So you guys been traveling. You go into all these cities, these countries, and whatnot. Do you have
Mhm.
any crazy road stories that have actually,
Oh,
from
yes.
your travels, whether it be around Georgia or outstate or out of the country?
There was this one time where it's to date probably one of the craziest road stories I've ever had, but it was me, Jay Lucas, Teriyaki, and a few other. I think it was I can't remember who the fourth person was, but we were also this is at the time early on when Teriyaki was a young man and he was his mom was coming with us to shows and we had gone to a DPW show all the way in North Carolina. So we do the show, we go back. Going up to the show, already a bad omen. We got pulled over because Yaki's mom was speeding. But
Okay.
she was not speeding though. She was not speeding for sure. But that happened. We get to the show. Show was great. We leave the show. We get a flat tire. Boom. That's in a rental, mind you. So now we gotta wait
Ooh.
for a tow truck to deliver a new tire. We call to get a new tire. 70 minutes pass. We call again. Where's the tow truck? Oh, we didn't dispatch it out. So we're gonna have to dispatch it out now and wait another 60 minutes. So we have waited 2 hours in this QT parking lot at about 2 in the morning, mind you. We left the DPW show around 10, 11 o'clock.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, and it's about an 8, 9 hour drive back home from where we are in North Carolina. And so the tire finally gets to us, but it's a bubble tire. And we can't go anywhere on this bubble tire. So we are told to go to the nearest enterprise. So we take the rental to the nearest enterprise on this bubble tire. And we find out, and that's at the airport, mind you. That's at the North Carolina airport. So we get through the airport. As all of this is happening, I'm drifting out in and out of consciousness and like sleeping in the back. I'm just waking up and we're in just different places every time. I didn't know what was going on. We get to the Enterprise, nothing happens. We're told to go to the Fire Star to get a new tire. So we're like, okay, we go to the Fire Star. Now it's about 5, 6 in the morning. We get something to eat and we kill some time. It opens at 8 o'clock. We go there. We're waiting in the parking lot. It's about 8:30 at this point. No one has come to open the door. Other people are pulling up in the parking lot to go to this Fire Star and no one is opening the door. So we're like, great. We look up the next Fire Star. It's like 25 minutes away. We drive all the way to that Fire Star. Finally, they start putting on a tire. It's about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at this point. Now we're finally on the road back to Georgia. And then we catch crazy traffic. And on top of all that, the driver of the car kept falling asleep at the wheel. So we kept like drifting off the highway a few times. But we eventually switched that around and then got home safely. We got
Wow.
home. We, for a trip to North Carolina, took probably a good like 28 hours
What?
because we had left at at 5 a.m., like 6 a.m., and then I came home the next day at like, oh no, it might have been longer. I came home the next day at like 3 p.m., 4 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah,
Man.
it was crazy. It was insane. But you're gonna get a lot of crazy road stories when you're on the road a lot. So I'm already knowing that I'm gonna probably encounter way more in my career.
Yeah, man. But hey, I just gotta say, man, hey, at least you're safe. For those of y'all
For
listening,
sure.
this is why you gotta support indie wrestling, man. Those of y'all out there
For
listening and
real.
watching, this is why you gotta support indie wrestling, man. Because these men and women, they go through a lot just to entertain y'all, man. Like real talk.
Man,
So
you
that's
don't
why when you
even
see them
know
there,
how sardine packed cars be, fans. You don't even know how sardine packed cars be.
yeah, that's why y'all gotta support indie wrestling, man. Y'all can't be those of y'all out there. Y'all gotta support your local, your favorite wrestler, man, because they
Buy a
do all this.
t-shirt. Buy a t-shirt.
Yeah,
Buy anybody's
I
t-shirt.
I got it.
Got any
Hey, this is ugly Ducklings t-shirt. So if anybody's
exactly.
saying, "Oh, Remy, you just talking," I'm
Nah,
always
support.
rocking an indie t-shirt. I haven't bought a WWE
Facts.
shirt. The last time I bought a WWE, I bought the Cody shirt this year,
Mm.
the one with the emblem or whatever. Do
Oh
you
yeah.
know how long? What before that? When was the last time I bought a shirt from WWE? And this is
Nah,
not a
yeah,
knock
I
on
feel
WWE,
you. No,
but
I
I
feel you. The last WWE shirt that I know for a fact that I bought was an Alistair Black shirt. You that gives you a frame of how long ago that was.
wow.
Yeah, so like, it's cool though, like just support indie wrestlers. Before we go, I'm gonna shout out a few wrestlers. Shouts out Rico Gonzalez. These are all the non-top team members that need to get shout out. Shout out Rico Gonzalez, shout out Zamir Zoriel, shout out Eddie Hendricks, shouts out Grayson Pierce, shouts out just love to all the people that I am not off the top of my head getting. Y'all know who y'all are.
Yeah. So we about to shut this down anyways, Mac. I know you got to get going, but I just got to say,
Yes.
man, hey, thank you for taking time on behalf of myself and my two co-hosts, Kathy Knight
Thank
and
you,
Rob
Remy.
Bass, who couldn't be here today, unfortunately. But who knows? Maybe when we run it back,
Yeah, for sure.
they'll be on here. We just want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be on our show. Really, truly appreciate it. We wish you nothing but the best. Before we go, before we actually shut this down, where can fans find you on social media? When they want to find out where your next appearances, purchase Dante Darko or Top Team merchandise, and where can bookers and promoters find you or find Top Team when they
Yeah,
want to book for their shows?
find find me at the Darko Pro everywhere. Everything is the Darko Pro. That is me. That is I. If you want to visit the Top Team, we got the page Top Team shit on Instagram, updating on a lot of our moves. We visit Teriyaki's merch store. To be honest with you, he's the one who's really needing it the most right now. Visit Teriyaki's merch store. Visit Jay Lucas's merch store. Visit the Knobside Brothers merch store. Visit the Top Team's merch store. You want to buy a T-shirt, you hit one of us up. DM us. We have no problem personally shipping it to you. It ain't no issue. But like, as far as I'm concerned, you want to come to me, same deal. I make my own shirts. I get them mass produced. I have people I'm working with. I have designers and artists that I actually work with. So if you want to design, just hit me up as well. But yeah, that's me, the Darko Pro everywhere. That's where I am. If you want to reach out to me, reach out to me. Hit me up in my DMs for bookings, emails, whatever you need.
Awesome. And with that being said, y'all make sure y'all follow this man. He's doing a lot of great things. And trust me, I'm telling you right now, it's only a matter of time till you see him all over the world. You see him in England, you
Absolutely.
see him in Australia, you
Hmm.
see him in Japan. Make sure you go ahead and cop that Top Team Dante Darko merch. Jay
Hmm.
Lucas, Teriyaki. Jay Lucas and Teriyaki. Y'all don't go too far. We coming for
Hey
y'all
yo.
too. Keelan Cole
Hey, lock them
and
down. Lock them down. Lock them
Mr.
down for real.
Danger.
I'ma tell them. I'ma tell them. Lock them down
Mr.
for real.
Danger. Like Booker T once said, we coming for y'all too, ninja.
For real.
But anyways, man, I ain't gonna hold you up anymore, man. Hey, thank you once again, man. For those of y'all that have been watching, you can follow us on social media across the board at Ringside Society, Twitch on Ringside Society 2019. We're on YouTube. Type in Ringside Society, you'll see us. When you see us, hit that subscribe because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. A lot more cool interviews with Top Team coming up. So definitely stay tuned. But until then, man, I just got two favors for y'all, man. Y'all stay healthy, stay happy, and well, stay healthy, stay safe, and also, stay winning. It's Jordan here. Y'all take it easy. We out.
All right, brother.
Peace.